Good morning, dear students. Today we're going to continue in our lessons. Of course, we're going to start online lessons for English 202. Today we're going to speak about formal and informal emails. Our main objectives in this lesson, actually we have two objectives. Number one, we need to differentiate between formal and informal emails accurately. We need to know what is the difference between formal and informal emails. This is the first objective. Then we need to develop or we need to write a formal or informal emails through exercises I'm going to give you. Let's start with number one. That means the difference between formal and informal emails. I want you to spend 2 minutes, read this slide to see the difference between formal and informal emails or styles. As you can see, the formal emails are old-fashioned letter. It's a form of a letter, but it is an old-fashioned of the letter. What is important here is the following, that we use fixed expressions, we use long words, and be careful that grammar and punctuation are very important. This style is serious, but if you go to informal, you can see it is used between friends. We can use slang language, we can use simple words, and so on. Now, after that, we need to put what are the formal features. That means if you want to write formal email, what are the main features in your email? These are. First, you need to use formal words, full forms, and this is very important. You have to use the passive structure, and in another lesson I'm going to speak about passive. This is very important. We're going to have another lesson about the passive structure. Then you have to use the complex sentences. But if you want to write informal, these are the features for informal. You can use common words. You know, common words that you use with your friends. You can say, hi man, how are you, and so on. We use phrasal verbs. We have spoken about phrasal verbs previously. You can use short forms. What do we mean by short forms? We can use, for example, he's, or I'd. Instead of he is or he has, I would. And you can use short or simple sentences. Short sentences, we mean that you can omit the verb, come on, see you, and so on. Now, let's have a practice about formal and informal and see. Look at this sentence. The project will be completed next year. What do you think? Is this formal or informal, and why? That's right. It is formal. Why? Because we have a complete sentence. Here we have the subject, and we have long form of the word will be. That's right. Okay, another one. We'll finish this job next year. What do you think? You're right. It is informal. Why? Because we have this short form of we will. Your decision will be expected by 9 a.m. formal. That's right. Why? First of all, we have this long form, and be careful that this sentence, your decision will be expected by 9 a.m. This is passive. Remember that we use passive structures in the formal writing of emails. Next, you have to decide by 9. Right? This is informal. Why? Because we have the short form of you. It should be you have in the formal form. Okay. Now we're going to have an activity. This activity tells you to match the informal phrases. We're going to have this. Hear it. Yeah. We have here the informal forms, and here we have the formal ones. We need to match the sentences from informal to formal. That means instead in the informal we say, what do you need? This is informal. Okay. What should we say in the formal words? You have to spend time doing this. Then you will see the answers in the next slide. So, unfortunately, I will not be able to attend the meeting. This is formal. If you want to write this sentence in the informal way, you go to sentence number 3. What is sentence number 3? So easy. Sorry, I can't make it. And so on. You will spend time on this paper. It is very important so that you can change from formal into informal. Now, I want you to spend time to see these 2 emails. We have email 1 and email 2. You are going to read this email and tell me, is this email formal or informal, and why? The same in email 2. I'll give you time. Okay, thank you very much. You can see that email number 1 is what, formal or informal? You can see the answers here. Yeah. Email number 1 is formal. Reasons? Look at the sentences in the red color, the phrases or the words in the red color. You see the use of the words, formal words, however, and look here, I look forward to hearing. This is formal. And the beginning of the email with reference to your letter, this is formal. And the greeting in the email, look, dear Mr. or dear Mrs., dear Madam, dear Doctor, so this is formal. That's right. Email number 2 is informal. Why it is informal? Look at the greeting first of all. Hi, Simon. Look at the form of the sentences. See? Great news, simple, short forms. And here you can see I'll, short form of I will. HQ, short form also. Pics. This is informal word of pictures, and so on. So this is email. So I think that we know now exactly what is the difference between formal and informal emails. Let's move to the objective number 2. Now we want to apply what we have studied about formal and informal in developing or starting to write formal or informal emails. Let's start with activity number 1. You're going to see here some bold words. We have 2 emails. Email number 1. And we have email number 2. And we have some bold words. I hope the words are very clear. Okay. It seems that number 1 is formal, and we need to change it into informal. And the opposite in email number 2, it is informal, and we need to change it into formal email by changing the bold words. You can download this slide and try to do this. Of course, you can go to one of the slides that we have 2 columns about formal and informal, the formal and informal phrases, sentences, and you can change them. Now, I think that we have finished with objective number 2. I want you, before I finish my class, I want you to write as many emails as you can. Then we can decide whether these emails are correct or not. This is the first lesson of emails, and then I'm going to do another lesson with more activities about emails and how to write emails. If you need more practice, please visit this website. You will find many activities about emails. You just go to this website and writing emails, and you will have different activities you can practice through them. Thank you very much. See you in the coming class, inshallah.